team, I know.
That's right.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Rockstar Par.
Rockstar Par. What a champion, man. He's been amazing.
He is a champion. That's great.
Yeah.
No, things are great here. We're just getting ready for a New Year kickoff event before everybody's kind of leaving for the holidays here next week. So we're racing to get everything done and finished, and it's exciting. I just had a meeting on the celebration event in Brisbane also with Angus, and so things are cooking over here. It's fun.
Fantastic, man. Yeah, it sounds like.
Yeah, we can't wait for celebration.
Gonna be good.
Oh man, it's gonna be. I mean, it's about 6,000 people, man. It's gonna be off the charts.
Yeah, that sounds unbelievable, mate. Absolutely crazy. Who's actually coming over for celebrations?
I'll be there. My mom and dad are coming.
Oh, cool.
I think John Anderson's coming.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So I mean, we got the whole crew coming over.
Mate, that sounds so good. Yeah, fantastic, mate.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your guys' journey. How long you guys been involved?
Well, PJ, do you want to take that up?
We've been involved. Yeah, no, mate. We've been doing IPs for nearly 12 weeks now. So our little bit of a background about us, Bruce and I have been best mates for probably about 5 or 6 years. We both started working over in the UK probably about 5 years ago for a global health and fitness marketing company. So that was an amazing journey, and obviously travelled around a lot, but our main job over there was promoting health clubs around the UK. So we did that for about 3 years, which was an amazing experience. And then obviously I came back to Brisbane, which is where I'm from, and Bruce is from Adelaide. So we've been sort of really looking for like a business opportunity for so long, without really having a great deal of experience in certain areas. And one of our other best mates from the same company, probably about 4 months ago, he approached us about isogenics, and I think we must have been the first 2 people he approached. So his approach probably wasn't the best. As is the norm in network marketing when people get started. So he came over and he was telling us about this cleanse and all this sort of stuff, and he tried to introduce us to the business. And the funny thing is as well, how he introduced us to the business was he put on a video of Peter Kelly explaining U plus food, M plus food. And from a first impression, we were just like, what is this? Like, nah, I don't want to do this. It looks dodgy or something. It's like, I was willing enough to try the cleanse and stuff, but Bruce was like, nah, I don't want to be a part of that because Bruce drinks a lot of wine and all that sort of stuff.
My whole family background comes from a wine industry, so I was like, how am I going to go through 30 days without drinking Merlot and Shiraz? It's going to be impossible. So it was a big turn on for me straight away. But yeah.
And then so I did it for 2 weeks, and I got some great results, but the problem was because Bruce and I are roommates, well, he kept drinking, he kept eating pizza and lasagna and stuff in front of me, and so it wasn't a great environment for me. So I basically gave up after 2 weeks, and then didn't do anything with the business, obviously, as well. And our other mate, Bruce, who tried to introduce us to it as well, he didn't really say anything about the business for about 3 or 4 months, until one day, like, we were just having a chat on the phone, and he said, Pete, me and Crystal are doing really well with this business. And I said, oh yeah, how well are you doing? And he was like, well, we just made $14,000 this month. And that's when the penny dropped to me, and I was like, right, well, if you can do this business and be that successful in it, then we definitely can as well. So we basically went to one of the IC unis, and we saw Jack Kapar and Peter Kelly, foundation, and that was it for us. Ever since then, like we've been going 100% at the business, and obviously using the products and all that sort of stuff as well. And just have already had the most amazing experience.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been fantastic. And when we did the products, we went. So. Yeah, so when we got onto the product.
You go, Bruce.
Thank you, Peter. I appreciate that, mate. Let me have a chat. Yeah, mate. Like it was incredible. Like once we started using the products, literally after the 4 days, we were like, right, it's absolutely sold. It was such a good feeling. So as I'm sure you've heard the story a million times, we were sold and went straight into it. And because we had that, I guess, that health and fitness sales background, we thought it would help a lot. And once we went through that first month, we realised it is just about following the system and at the end of the day, just helping friends. I mean, most of the people that we joined up were people with legitimate issues and problems, whether it's an operation or something that they needed help with. And I was so happy after that first month that the amount of people that came back and said, mate, that's so good, thank you so much, it's been fantastic. So that's what got me so excited about this business. And so ever since then, it's just been, more excitement, built on more excitement, which has been fantastic. But
awesome, guys. I mean, I love hearing the stories, and that's what it's really all about. I mean, when you know you've got something that can really, transform somebody physically and financially, and just help people, a little bit of help or a lot of help. I mean, it's just there's nothing more satisfying than that, gratifying.
Yeah, no.
Got to tell you a funny story as well, Eric. We were at
misconception.
At Alan Hill's place, and this is when we're about sort of 8 weeks into the business, and obviously, like when Bruce and I both decided to do this business, we didn't have an understanding of how it all works, so we were like, okay, no, let's do this together as one business rather than separately. So we went about, doing the business for 8 weeks, and we got to this training session, and I was like, over that course of 8 weeks, starting to see some weird sort of misconceptions, I think, and I said to Alan, I was like, I've got a funny feeling that a lot of people in isogenics think that Bruce and I are gay. And then Alan was like, oh, no, I didn't think you boys were gay. And then I was like, yeah, we're not gay. And then Larry, his wife, turns around and goes, are you guys not gay?
And this sent Alan to the ground in stitches. He was like a school child on the ground for about 8 minutes, losing the plot. And then we actually posted on one of the Facebook chains, and we got a huge response from about 100 people who all thought the same thing. But as a byproduct, at least we've had a lot of women come back to us and go, oh, that's great, I've got a few friends here we could probably help you out with. So yeah, absolutely. It's all turned out for the best. But yeah, it was a pretty funny start to it all. But Eric, I just had a quick question for you, mate. I just wanted to, I guess, don't have the opportunity to speak to someone like yourself often. I really wanted to, I guess, get a bit of an understanding about your background and how you've got to where you've gotten, I guess, your story.
Yeah, cool, man. I'd love to share that. Yeah, I mean, I just, I was talking to Jackson, and, so we can, do whatever you want with this call, if you guys have certain questions on things, and I just,
Sure.
and I'll give you my cell phone number so that you guys have, you can text me or call me, I just want to support you guys, so, whatever I can do to help that.
That's really good to hear.
I've obviously been around isogenics since the very beginning, in 2002, and I've really been around network marketing my entire life, just growing up with my mom and dad. And so, but when isogenics first started 12 years ago, I was 14 years old, and so I was kind of doing my own thing, and I was actually pursuing a career in professional golf. That's all I wanted to do ever since I was 8 years old. That's literally all I did. I just played golf. I earned a golf scholarship to Arizona State University here, so played golf for 4 years, and So that was my passion before isogenics, but it was kind of my going into my freshman year of college. I watched my best friend, who's a year older than me. I watched him put on about 40 pounds, which is probably about 20 kilos in his first semester of school.
Wow.
And that was kind of my clue that I needed to kind of that the pizza and beer diet wasn't really going to work for me and result in the rock hard body that I wanted. Yeah. And to be honest with you, when isogenics first started, I was skeptical because I had kind of watched my mom and dad in this profession of network marketing kind of go through their ups and downs, and they'd been aligned with other companies that had shut down. I mean, they were open for a little while, and I watched my mom rise to the top of 3 separate companies, but then only to watch kind of her checks get taken from her because of the companies just weren't really based around integrity. Just because of corporate greed and just big egos. Sometimes they just weren't really in alignment with what my parents believed, and so it was. And you sometimes hear those stories in network marketing, and so when isogenics first started, I just kind of thought that it was another one of those companies, and even though my parents were starting it, because that was kind of their thing, is that they were retired and they were kind of fed up with this profession. They believed in it so much, but they were just kind of fed up because they'd been let down so many times. But they really believed that if they could kind of captain the ship the right way with integrity, then all the right people would start to show up. And so, but at the very very get go, I mean, I was rebellious. I used to literally bring home products from other companies, and I'd be, chugging down my muscle milk and all this other stuff from other companies, ticking my parents off.
Yeah.
But I finally kind of got the clue, as I mentioned, when I went to college, and was on the products for about 2 years, and saw great results. Was able to put on some lean muscle mass, but my mom and dad kind of sat me down my junior year of college, and they said, we want to support you in pursuing your career in professional golf, but when you graduate, don't count on us to go sponsor you and pay for your travel and your expenses and stuff like that. So basically, we're cutting you off when you graduate, and you got to go make your own way. But look at isogenics as a way where you can kind of go still pursue your dream and really and look at isogenics as a vehicle for you where you can kind of work your butt off for the next 2 years, start earning income yourself, and then go pursue your dream of professional golf. And so that was kind of the first kind of clue for me that's when isogenics first really made sense to me, because my dad kind of casted the vision about what my life could really look like, and then isogenics was just kind of a vehicle to help me get there. And so I went to work for about 2.5 years building in the field, and that's what my dad always said. He said, if you want to get involved with us later on in your life in isogenics, you have to build a business first.
Sure.
You have to know what an associate goes through. You have to be in the trenches. You got to know what it feels like to handle rejection, put on events, get people started, support people, step into that leadership role. And that's one of the things I think separates my mom and dad and from a lot of other opportunities out there is that we've all been in your shoes, and we know what it takes to build teams. And so I started about when I was 20 years old, and by the time I was 20, by the time I graduated, I was earning a 6-figure income in college through isogenics, and it was just such a blessing for me because I was able to go pursue golf. But at that time I was actually kind of I got a little burnout of golf, and I decided to kind of step into a bigger role with my mom and dad here at the home office. But I always, being an athlete, I was always really hard on myself. I was striving for perfection all the time. I was kind of living in my head all the time. And when I first kind of stepped into isogenics, I felt kind of the same way. I was living in my head. I was trying to be just like my mom and dad, and because I knew they were remarkable people, and I put a lot of pressure on myself, like I had to be like them and speak like them and do all that stuff. But really, when I opened my arms to and my heart to our culture that we have here, which I'm sure you guys experienced firsthand when you went to your first ICU. actually uni, all those kind of masks that I was hiding behind just kind of started to peel away, and I started to just embrace my imperfect self and fall in love with our culture, and that's why I get so excited, and that's where my passion for young people really came about was when I was in college building. I saw the need for what this vehicle could do for people, in their early 20s, and that's when I got excited about that, and then we formed Start, a little later after that, and that's my biggest passion now is just supporting everybody in isogenics, but my biggest passion lies with the young generation and just watching more young people create their dream life and spend more time at home with their family and do the things they want to do, and that's why I get up really early and stay up late into the night, just because it's just it's the vision that really pulls me and drives me, and I just love it, and I love spending time with all the Aussies, and I've been going down there for this will be I think my 5th year going down, and it's just I remember the first time our first celebration we had over there when I went 5 years ago. I think we had 110 people in the room, and I actually did an event in Brisbane with Jen Jeffries, and there was like 200 chairs laid out. We had everything prepared, and 2 people showed up at that event. The
Wow.
first time I went, and we rocked out the presentation with 150 empty chairs, but 2 people, and I think they both.
Yeah, I love it.
But it's just been, and then I remember the next year, I think we had 250 people at the celebration, then we had like 380, and that day we had 380, that celebration. I remember that celebration. I was like, okay, it's going to happen here, because Paul and Suzanne, it was their first event. It was PETA's first celebration she'd been to. It was Jen and John O'Pats were just getting started, and then this last year we had I think 2,000 at the event, and this year we'll have 6,000. So it's exciting. And it's just fun to be a part of. So that's kind of my story in a nutshell there.
Yeah, absolutely, mate.
Thanks so much, mate. That's awesome.
Absolutely, and I probably appreciate. I know it's after hours over there, or if there is such thing in this business, but I appreciate your time, mate, and being able to share that story for us. It's something that both of us have, I think, learnt so quickly in this business. It's not just for us, obviously, it's a vehicle for what we want to do in life as well, but the fact that you can take this to friends, to family, and they can really experience happiness in the financial side, but also the physical side and the health side. It's such a beautiful thing, which we've really come to love and get so much out of in such a short space, mate. Also, Erik, Peter and I, we wrote down just a couple of questions that we would love to ask you, just in regards to maybe some advice about the business and future plans. I know everything seems to be more and more exciting every couple of months or each year. There's new plans. Is there anything in like 2015 or 16 that you guys are planning or that you can actually share with us?
Of course we're going to be launching some new products that we always do, but and each year we launch new products in the Australian market as well. So you'll be seeing some new stuff available at Celebration in Brisbane there. But we are. How old are you guys? Are you guys in the start? Sorry, you sound like you are.
Yeah, I'm actually 33 and
So
Peter's 29.
I'm 28.
Whoops.
Oh, perfect. That's great. Good. So we're in April. We're planning a Start Your Life vision tour. It's gonna be April 20th through the 23rd, and we're gonna hit 13 cities, really around the world, and they're going to be kind of similar to like a Wellness Wednesday or something like that, but they're all going to be kind of going on at the same time. And I know we're hitting 4 cities in Australia. We'll be in Melbourne, Brisbane, Sydney, and Perth. So we got that going on. Of course, our U.S. celebration will be huge. The cool thing, you guys have been in 12 weeks. I'm sure you're probably already familiar with ISA Derby and everything with that. We've got an exciting new tool coming out for young people.
Yeah, we have checked it all out.
Yeah, cool. So, and I'm assuming you're on the Facebook page and everything too. It's, we've almost got 30,000 people on that Facebook page right now, and so we've really made that Start Your Life tool, StartYourLife.com tool, is kind of the central hub for everything, all young people. And then we've got a new magazine coming out called Start Your Life magazine. That's going to be kind of like similar to a Prosper magazine. It's going to be available on digital as well, so you can access it from your iPhone or iPad too, or computer. So, lots of new tools, new incentives, promotions, all that good stuff. I mean, we're always, as the company grows, we're always trying to think of new ways to add money to the compensation plan and make our products better and all that stuff. So it just keeps getting better,
Yeah.
So, and I know with our leadership pools now, I'm not sure how familiar you guys are with those, but the Aussies will soon be participating in the worldwide pool, like the North American pool. So
Wow.
That's going to be a big deal for the Aussies and the Kiwis, yeah.
Well,
We'll be gunning for that, that's for sure.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, we
Yeah, good.
we just hit.
You guys hit Crystal Executive already?
Yeah, we're hoping to. We were really planning to in Jan, but we should only get there in January now. I think we're expecting probably the second or third week of January, and we should hit Crystal Executive then.
Nice.
So pumped.
We've got January, February onwards is going to be very, very big for us. Like we've got a lot planned and already got a lot of people that have committed to us as well, and we're like obviously the first 3 or 4 months, as you know, is really about attracting people to the business and to the product, and come January onwards, it's going to be about trying to inspire our team and build our team as well. So that actually leads to my question, and you probably answered a lot of it in terms of inspiring your team and your downline. And I know that one of the most important things is about getting your team to events and tapping them into things like Start Your Life and whatnot. I was just wanting to see if there's anything else that you personally utilize, or that a lot of successful people utilize to inspire your team, or what they do on a regular basis to keep them motivated.
Yeah, well, I think the number one thing is events. I mean, I just can't speak enough about how important, and you guys saw it. You said it as soon as you came to ICUNI, you guys were in both feet. You guys went for it, and I mean that's the case for everybody. It's kind of like everybody's kind of always like in, but then until then when they come to an event, that's when they're in with both feet, and it's because when people never come to an event and they walk out of the door saying, "Gosh, I'm so glad I came because now I finally understand the isolate shake." They walk out of the door saying, "Oh my gosh, I've caught the vision." That's what they say. I went to an event and I caught the vision, and I saw what this could do for people, and I'm all in. And so, the more that you can get people to event, and it's one thing for you guys to get to the events, but it's about really leveraging events that are happening around the world. And just because you're not in that area, it doesn't mean you can't call people in that area and really promote and edify the heck out of the people who are going to be at that event. And that's one thing that I think some people miss, is that in Isogenics we're so used to being around exceptional, just epic people all the time. But the truth is that most people outside of Isogenics aren't. They're not used to that. And so it's easy for us to take like Natalie Cook and Jackson and PETA and all these amazing people for granted, because we know them so well and we know they're amazing. But it's another thing to get somebody on the phone and start talking to them about asking them what they're doing on Saturday or whatever. Well, this remarkable guy, Jackson Parr, he's 26 years old, and he's literally at the age of 26, he's been able to create a multiple six-figure income for themselves. showed hundreds and hundreds of other young people exactly how to do that. And on Saturday, he's going to be showing like steps 1, 2, 3, 4 in a vehicle on how to do that for more young people. You know, you were on my list, because I know you're motivated and passionate. Can you make it Saturday? So it's like you're really creating a lot of value up front about who's going to be at the event. I think there's a lot of people miss that piece. It's kind of like, come hear about isogenics because, this is the thing I'm excited about and, I want you to come. And that's all great if you get them to the event. But a lot of people, they don't see the value in getting to the event, so they don't go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
So I think that's huge. A lot of people think also that they have to be so great at articulating the vision and everything like that. I think you need to get good at, again, finding, as Peter says, finding things that excite the person, what excites you, and really, uncovering the person's why and stuff like that. But I think that using the tools that we have to really cast the vision for you, whether that be a call, whether that be an event, whether that be a video, whether that be a podcast that's been recorded. There's so many good ones on startyourlife.com under the tools section that we have the calls every 2 weeks, but we house them all there. I mean, Peter did a call on there, Jackson did a call on there that are so good that are literally like, I mean, if you hear those calls, it's kind of like, you can't, help but get excited about it. So getting new people on those is crucial.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Erik, I've got one other question that a few of us, obviously, like Peter mentioned before, both myself and him were in the UK for quite some time. We have a lot of experience in the health and fitness side over there, and we've heard rumours about expansion into Europe, or in particular to the UK. Is that something that's on the list at the moment, and is it something that's going to happen, or it's just a time frame thing, or what's the story there?
Well, it's certainly on our radar, and yes, it is going to happen. Now, the time frame. The thing is we've opened a lot of new markets in the last 2 years. A lot of Southeast Asia, Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam. We're opening up Indonesia beginning of 2015, and so our commitment is when we open markets, we want to do it the right way, and we need to make them successful. We just opened up Colombia, so we're in the process right now of really diving into those markets and making those successful, and again hiring more resources that can support that.
Sure.
So with the UK, I know there's a lot of interest in that market, especially with the Aussies, and so we're time frame on that. It won't be in 2015. It's more likely to be 2016. The thing with the UK is that once you open the UK, you really have to open up a lot more countries in Europe, right after that, because the thing is, it gets in the UK, and then all of a sudden, people are like, well, I've got somebody in Sweden, and I've got somebody in, France, and I've got somebody here and here, and then the product starts making its way over there, and because, all the countries are connected there, it's just, the product starts crossing borders, and if we're not open in those markets, then it really compromises the integrity of your future launch, and so we just have to be strategic and ready to open in the UK. If we're going to open in the UK, we have to be opening up a lot more of Europe soon after that. And so
quickly, yeah.
We're just mindful of that. But you can be assured that when we do open the UK, we'll do it. It'll be at the right time. We'll do it the right way. But it's still probably another 18 months to 2 years out.
Sure, that makes sense. Absolutely. That's something I just didn't even think about, is the fact that the EU, it's very hard to control everything as a business perspective as well. Yeah, it makes perfect sense, mate. Perfect sense.
Yeah, it is. And that's something that we've just had to learn. So we've heard from other companies that have gone in there and consultants and stuff like that. Is they just say, that's what you got to do. You just, UK is great, open the UK, but just expect that your products are going to be ending up in other markets, and if you're not ready, then that could be a problem.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Just sort of going on from that question, just about the health and fitness industry. As Bruce and I mentioned a couple of times, we've been in the fitness industry for about 8 years, and one of the big things that we do is that we essentially consulted with now got a couple of them in our team that are just starting to dig into the business. And like I did a fair bit of research into what tools are available and whatnot for gym owners. But is there anything specific that you could advise on in terms of what a gym owner can do to really incorporate isogenics into their business successfully, both from a marketing perspective and the different tools and materials or whatnot? Is there any advice that you can give on that?
Yeah, well, I think that I'll have to look in the back office, but I know we've got a kind of a fitness professional kit or something, and some marketing materials and some material on this. I'm not sure if you've seen that yet. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've had a look at that. Yeah, definitely. Like the fitness professionals program.
Right.
Yeah, so and I think probably from what I've seen so far, the best resources that I've been able to provide is the ISA sales tools or whatever it is, with all the different marketing collateral that's compliant and that they can purchase.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think as far as a gym owner, I think that one, there's lots of different options you can do. I mean, obviously you can. I know something that's worked well is just doing some retailing, whether it be at the front desk, just to create some awareness around the products and stuff like that. I think that really where we've seen the best success is if the gym owner is really looking to jump in with both feet and says, okay, we're going to be kind of like an isogenics gym, and we're going to get the personal trainers on board. We're going to it's going to kind of be like Team Isogenics Gym, and I think that setting up something where every Wednesday night or every twice a month or something like that, where it's kind of like a wellness event at the gym. You could take up one of the spinning rooms or something like that, where somebody comes in and people can sign up to learn more about nutrition and stuff like that, and really incorporating, and all the personal trainers really incorporating the program into their clients' fitness routines and stuff like that. I know people that have had, as soon as you walk into the gym, there's a massive before and after wall of all the clients that have gone to these personal trainers, and it's kind of like the fitness and isogenics before and after wall. So it's like with proper nutrition and isogenics, these are the results you can get, and it's just so it's like a statement as soon as you walk into the gym. I mean, I know people have done that and really just kind of isified their whole gym, and usually it's kind of the mom and pop type gyms that have the most success.
Yeah.
So and there's been bigger gyms, bigger chain gyms that have done it, but usually there's so many politics and stuff that go along. A lot of that, they're under contract with some other supplements or I don't know. Yeah, so I would say that's probably the best way to kind of to go about it, is really get the personal trainers on board, have really an education session with the personal trainers, educating them on isogenics, get them an experience, have bi-monthly wellness events at the gym, talking about proper nutrition and how isogenics fits into that, and then just get people started on the spot there. I mean, I think that's huge. Actually, one unique way too is a way to implement people into the business. I mean, sometimes people want to be cautious about, well, I don't really want to talk about the business in my gym. And sometimes you'll find the right client that they get great results on the product, and they'll say, gosh, well, there's a business attached to this. Tell me more. One unique way I heard one time was this guy actually in his gym, he would kind of have these wellness seminars at his gym. He'd get people on the program, and then he'd actually talk about the business model as a way to start earning additional income so that you can get your personal training paid for. And so I thought that was kind of unique.
Yeah, that's great.
To how to position the business.
For sure.
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. I know we're going over time already, mate. I just had the last question quickly.
No worries, man. No. There's no time. I mean, no worries.
No, terrific, mate. Mate, I know you've stolen one of the most beautiful Australian girls now, so PJ and I definitely want to come across to America. We're keen to come across and meet some young, attractive Americans. What would you recommend the best US event that we should get across to, if there was one in particular?
Okay. Well, you have your best selection at Celebration.
Okay.
Come to the star party, and your odds are pretty good.
Okay, brilliant.
We're going to take one back from you.
Okay, good. I'll do all the introductions.
Cool, perfect,
Yeah.
perfect.
Now we're talking.
No, seriously. I mean, I would say that. You really want to get to our celebration event in San Diego this next year. It's just incredible. I mean, our New Year kickoff is amazing. Also, they're both great, but there's just nothing like it. It's such a huge production, and everybody there, and to see the global impact and everything, it's so cool. And there's a lot of beautiful women there.
Brilliant.
I'm sure there's some hungry cougars out there that would love you.
That's perfect. That's PJ's speciality. So I'm sure he'll be going with a big fat smile on his face.
Bruce, you're a lot older than me, mate, so I think cougars are more in line with you.
Yeah, fair enough.
They're on the prowl.
Yeah.
I've
The other
heard it.
thing as well, obviously, you're a big golf fan. Bruce and I, are avid golfers as well. We love it. And so we were wondering, what do we need to do to get a game of golf with Erik Chat?
Well, if you come to the U.S., I'd love to play anytime. Whenever you get over here, I'll be over there in, very end of February, early March, and then I'm playing in Natalie Cook's. Are you playing in Natalie Cook's golf tournament after the event?
Actually, yeah, we'll be going to that for sure. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll be there, so we'll definitely get to spend some time there.
Fantastic.
So, we'll get out and tee it up sometime. I would love to do that.
No, brilliant. That sounds fantastic, mate.
It'll be fun. My glory days are behind me, but there's still a little game in the tank.
Good to hear.
Mate, I'm sure you'll get a kick out of it. That's for sure. We're probably, off about a 10 to 14 handicap, so we definitely have nothing on you.
That's for sure.
Okay, we'll give you some pointers. We'll get you under 80.
Bang! I'll be happy with that.
Good to me.
Too easy.
That'd be good.
Oh, brilliant, mate. Oh, sorry. Last thing, mate. I have a mate who would be dying for me to ask this question. Is there any plans for South Africa anywhere? Is that something that's off the radar?
We haven't talked a whole lot about South Africa. I know that. Right now our main focus is we're going to continue to focus on Latin America, Southeast Asia, but the next kind of market will be Europe.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I haven't heard much about South Africa. Eventually we'll be there, but it's not in the near future.
Sure. Oh, cool. Mate, that's excellent. Thank you so much, Erik. It's been awesome. Appreciate you taking the time out of your evening over there to speak to us, mate. Really, really appreciate it.
Absolutely, guys. Well, congratulations on winning that contest. And I can't say enough great things about Jackson. You guys are in the best hands with him and his leadership and everything you got going on there. And I just so appreciate what you guys are doing and moving quickly and just making it happen. And I'm just thrilled to meet you guys. I guess a couple months in Brisbane.
Looking forward to it, mate. Absolutely,
Yeah,
dude.
mate, we can't wait, and we're so pumped for the future, for sure.
Awesome. Hey, let me give you my cell real quick, so you have it. Just if anything comes up or you have any questions, best way to get a hold of me is just to send me a quick text, and then we can set something up.
Yeah, sure, mate. Cool.